visit. And thank you so much for being here. I am looking in the chat. I have it over here on my laptop, streaming on my phone as always. So if you're watching, and I know we have some of our beautiful regulars, our regular friends here in the chat, or special friends. So I see Dragonfly and Linda, ladies. I love you both so much. Thank you so much for being here. I just saw a little bit of the conversation a few minutes ago. But if you're watching right now, may you please just let me know if you can hear me and see me okay in the chat. I really appreciate it. And I know there's a bit of a delay here on my end whenever I'm live and seeing the chat. Sometimes there's a bit of a lag time. But if you can, may you please let me know, that would be most appreciated. In the meantime, I'm just going to quickly see what you ladies were chatting about, because it looked like a nice little conversation that you had going. Dragonfly, you mentioned where did the weekend go? I know. I totally and completely agree. That's Big Walking Way. On Thursday, I thought it was Friday, and then on Friday, I thought it was Saturday, and then on Saturday, I had no idea what was going on. Oh, I think I see someone write. Oh, lovely. Thank you so much for writing that. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm always like to make sure, because never really know, except we kind of do. Just want to make sure that you can see me okay. Weekend. Today feels like a work week. Week of work. Yes. Oh my gosh. So busy. 3 grandchildren. My goodness, Linda. You still walking your slippers. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Well, I hope you ladies are keeping really well. We'll see how we get along and what happens during this live. Dragonfly, you ready to play Whack-A-Troll if needed? It's so strange. Okay, finally getting some numbers here in the back end. It says I have 0 views, and yet I have 2 concurrent viewers. Okay. Bizarre. But anyway, we pressed on. We carry on. That's awesome. Well, I hope that everyone had a wonderful weekend. I totally and completely agree. It went by so fast. I'm still not too sure what happened. And some time shift maybe or something. I'm not too sure. I didn't look at the Schumann resonance. You're ready. Ah, that's awesome. Dragonfly is our resident whack-a-troller, I guess you should say. So you're awesome. We don't condone violence, but sometimes when it comes to trolls, got to be taken care of. So Dragonfly, thank you so much. So while we're on that topic, I'm just going to reboil the water here in the background. So if you hear a background noise, that's what that is. So we'll be doing here, that's the kettle. Can't believe you showed it on screen. It's kettle. So we are here for our weekly Monday evening chat and visit and catch up. And we're going to be doing the general weekly tea leaf reading for this week. So if you're watching this now and you're not commenting in the chat, that's totally cool and great. Thank you for being here. And if you're brand new, again, welcome for being and welcome here. Thank you for being here and welcome. And if you are watching this on a replay, I'm going to aim to have why is my ring light now flickering? Real life. Anyway, hope that you can see me okay. It's like flickering away in the background. No idea why. But if you are watching this on a replay, then again, thank you for being here and welcome. We're going to be doing on Monday evenings week. I don't know why this is okay. It looks like it's better now. Maybe it was just a loose wire or something. I don't know. I've had problems with ring lights before, but anyway. So on Monday evenings we do a general weekly tea leaf reading. So for those of you who are not aware what a tea leaf reading is, well, let's go over that really quickly. I know everyone in the chat, this is all old hat for you. You can say it verbatim now, I'm sure, by this point in time. My mom's just walking around here in the background. But tea leaf reading is not just in the movies. It's not just a made-up thing. It is a thing. And it's a divination tool. What is a divination tool? A divination tool is a divine tool, a way to ask for and receive divine guidance. And this is what we do on Monday nights. And on Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern also, we do go live, and where I offer 3 free 5-minute tea leaf readings, really is like a taste test of a tea leaf reading. And I'm happy to do that, and that's on Thursday evenings, generally speaking. But tonight is a general weekly reading. So it is a quick reading for the week. Well, I say quick, it's like 20 minutes or so usually, right? At least, if not more. And it's a look at the week ahead to see what the universe, divine source, creator, whatever name or names you're comfortable with using, the boss, would like us to know, to gain some insight as to the week ahead as the days unfold. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. It's been a very busy, crazy weekend. I completely agree. And quick update. So I know that I mentioned this before in the past few lives. I'm fully intending still to be going live during the next 4 weeks, but as of Thursday night, now I am planning on going live on Thursday evening still. We're going to see how things sort of play out or pan out and how they go. But as of right now, I'm still planning on going live on Thursday evening. we'll see what happens. But going to be on the road a little bit, different location. Obviously, I'm not going to say where, just for privacy and security and safety and whatnot, everything else. However, it will be a different background, but I'm still planning on going live. We just have to sort of, get out of town for a little while for some things, and we'll be back. I will be back though here doing lives. So that's my full intention as well. I'm also on the other platform. Can I say TikTok on here? I don't know. I'm also on TikTok now too. So that's my plan. So I'm fully intending to carry on and do lives on Monday evenings for the general weekly tea leaf reading, and also on Thursday evenings for the live viewer readings. Mom is walking around in the background again. She says hi. She made an appearance last Thursday. It was really fun. She says hi. She's waving. She did this. She's cooking. We're running a bit late here tonight. So that's the plan. So unless things change, I'm still going to plan to go live on the Mondays and the Thursday nights. I'm going to bring my ring light with me and all the materials that I need so we can still go ahead and carry on and do that. It's just that it will be from a different location. If at any time I'm not able to go live on either of those nights, as I always do, I always hop on over to my community tab and I post there to confirm. Oh, Dragonfly says, hi, Heather. Hello, Dragonfly. She says, hello, Dragonfly. She sends you stars and a waving hand. Oh, lovely. Linda's asking, what are you cooking? I'm boiling eggs. She's boiling eggs. And I'm cooking liver. She's cooking liver for Brie, and our dog. Beef for Brie as well. And beef for Brie as well. Yes. Our dog. Yes. Chocolate Lab. That's right. Goodness, I had a hard time at the beach with her today, Brie. Little bundle of energy, that one. So there we go. That's cool. Thank you so much. So yeah, if anything ever changes, I always confirm if I'm going live or can't go live, and I always hop on my community tab earlier that day. It's like I did today. I said, hi everyone, looking forward to seeing you tonight. If anything changes and I'm not able to go live for any reason whatsoever, I'm going to be posting that on my community tab, probably at the very least a few hours before. So if you're ever wondering if I am going live or not, you can go there on my community tab and see if I'm able to go live or not. And if I do need to reschedule, we will reschedule. I will honor that, and we'll just pick another night, even if it's a Friday night or even if it's on the weekend or a matinee or whatever the case is. I want to keep up with it as much as possible. There may be some times when I just can't, but I'm going to do my very best to be here because I really enjoy it and I want to offer my help to you. So, Linda says, Mom, no chocolate pie? No. Pumpkin pie tonight. Pardon? No pumpkin pie tonight. She says no pumpkin pie tonight. She says no pumpkin pie, Linda. She has an award-winning pumpkin pie recipe. I mean, that's public now. That fact. It's really good, actually. My grandmother's recipe, but she's not making pumpkin pie. I'm actually very excited about that. It's really good. And Dragonfly says, Brie baby girl. Yep. Yes. Our little Brie baby girl has decided her newest thing is to hop into my bed and rip sheets. Yeah. Don't know why. Anyway, that's her newest thing. She's making a nest for some reason, Brie is. Not every sheet, but when she gets she pulls back all the covers, gets on the bottom sheet, and then she's digging and she's making a nest or something, and then she's ripping it. I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, so that's what Brie's doing. So we're gonna be doing our weekly reading. And whoa, are you still there? Just pushed a button. Okay, I think we're still here. That was bizarre. Uh-oh. Am I still here? Yes. That was weird. Okay, moving on. So let me just get the water reboiled one more time. We're going to be using one of our, it's not really a tartan mug. I guess it kind of is, but our semi-tartan, semi-plaid mug. And we'll be doing that tonight. I have all the tea leaves in here. We're all set to go. Here. Oh, thank you so much, Dragonfly. That's bizarre, but that was a weird thing, but that happened. But anyway, we're here. So I'm going to be getting ready here, reboiling water, be doing the general weekly tea leaf reading. And I know, wasn't it Thursday? Wasn't it last, ladies, may you please remind me, wasn't it last Thursday when, during the live that, wasn't it, one of the ladies also in the chat asked about Patreon. Dragonfly, you said my Patreon wasn't working. I checked that link and it looked like it was, so maybe I just put the wrong link in my link tree, so I have to check that again. Thank you. But if anyone is ever interested, so if you're watching this now or on a replay, If you're interested in learning more about tea leaf reading, or maybe even like learning how to read tea leaves or something to that effect, please send me a quick email. My email address is in my phone. Laptop's blowing up here and doing something strange thing. My email address is in my link tree as well. All those links are in the description box below. So you can go over there and send me a quick email if you are interested, and we can figure something out. So let's do a quick thing that I always like to say. A big round of applause and big huge thank you to Dragonfly. She's our moderator tonight, as everyone knows. So thank you again so much, Dragonfly, for doing what you do and playing Whack-A-Troll wherever needed, whenever needed. And you really help allow this to take place. I could not do this without you, so thank you so much. And again, thank you for everyone in the chat who is commenting kindly. And Linda, that's you tonight. So thank you so much for all of your help and for all of your support. I could not do it without you, ladies. So let's get on with this tea leaf reading. I'm going to put the hot water in the cup. And as a quick disclaimer, as always, whenever I did the pre-recorded readings, I always put that in here. But since we're doing this live, as a quick disclaimer, all the readings I do offer are for entertainment purposes only. Big, much longer disclaimer in the description box below. But I always like to say that just so that it's said. So yes, all readings are for entertainment purposes only. All opinions here obviously are my own. So here we go. Thank you, Linda. So I'm going to leave the laptop up so I can see the chat as well. We're going to be doing this tonight, and I have the tea leaves here. Just curious, since it's seemingly just mostly us, Dragonfly Linda, did you happen to get a notification that we were going live? I'm asking for a reason. Because I know things change, and I know people are not always, interested or wanting to chat, or maybe they're not available. And I know that it just seems like the viewer count is exceptionally low, especially compared to the last few weeks. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But just wondering if you got a notification that I was going live. Just curious. Rhea, you're back. Linda. Oh, thank you so much, Linda, for confirming that. I was not sure. Yeah, 7:30. Okay, Dragonfly, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I'm never sure if people get notifications or not. It's not always been the case in the past. So thank you for confirming that. Gypsy Raven. Yes, Rhea. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Yes, that was her. Thank you so much. Yeah. So again, if you're interested, please send me a quick email, and I can put that email in the chat too if you like. Please remove any spaces that are in here. But yes, if you are interested in learning more about tea leaf reading, or learning how to read tea leaves, or something to that effect, something like that, I'm most happy to do so. We will figure something out. There's my email address. So I have the tea leaves ready right now. There's Rhea. So let's go ahead and get the cup ready. I'm just going to swirl away. Already said all my prayers for protection. Just going to get the cup ready here. Just going to strain out any excess liquid. Okay. Just getting the tea leaves ready here. Yes, I've been taking that big foray, is that the right word, into TikTok the past week or so. So I'm hoping to be planning on posting there a little bit more this week. I'm going to really just play it by ear this week and see how everything goes. But that's my plan. So if you are interested in following me on TikTok and seeing the videos I'm creating, again, my link tree has all of those links below. But I will double check Patreon though, Dragonfly, for sure will, because it was very odd. I must have just entered it incorrectly. Oh, Mom, Rhea says hi. Oh, hi. Mom says hi. She's cooking beef and liver. And what was it? And eggs.
Quite a combination.
Yes. The beef and the liver are for Bree, our dog.
Eggs are for us.
And eggs are for us, for a snack. And she also says hi to Bree. Bree is on my bed right now. She took off. So
Not growling yet.
she's not growling yet. Night is young. Night is young. Just double checking the consistency here. I think we're pretty well ready to go. Okay, we have someone new in the chat. I hope I'm pronouncing your. I'm very short sighted, so if I'm squinting, that's the reason I'm trying to read your read what you're saying. What kind of tea leaves do you use for readings? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Is it AJ or Aj? I hope I'm saying your name correctly. That's a great question. That's a whole conversation in and of itself. But for the short version, is I'm using, where's the bag? I'm using a blend of rooibos. That's the short version of what I'm using tonight. There's many different teas that I do and don't use. It's a whole conversation. I use anything from regular bagged tea to loose leaf tea. There's some that I use, some that I don't use. I do typically do my very best to avoid any fruit-based teas or teas certainly that are essentially fruit, which makes them not really tea. But anyway, I you know what I know. I know you know what I mean. The reason that I try to avoid fruit tea or fruit-based teas is that it's the shape of the fruit. There's not a lot that I can see because it's chunks of fruit. But I use different kinds. I'm very laid back when it comes to that. I'm very strict, but I'm very strict with myself about what kinds of teas that I use. But I'm also very aware of the fact too that also at the same time to use the materials that you have. So I do tend to avoid fruit-based teas, but there are many other teas that I do use. And again, tonight is a blend of rooibos. Black tea is great, but again, it depends on the tea and the variety of the tea. Rooibos is great. Rooibos is great. People may not think so. People may not think that bagged tea is good. I've used that many times with accurate results. It's just that I'm using bagged tea. Let's use different varieties. They give a different consistency, a different quality of images. Hope that answers your question. So right now I'm just pushing the just pushing the leaves back down into the base. So I've already swirled the mask creator for insight for this week. So right now I'm just simply pushing the tea leaves back down into the base. I do not use pre-printed cups, nothing against them. I just don't. So it's whatever the universe would like us to know for the week going ahead. Entertainment purposes, of course, only. Now my phone is quite tilted, so that's why this looks crooked, but it's not. As a quick reminder here, I do read chronologically. That's just how I've always done it. So the rim is the present situation. The sides are on the way. The base is more of the distant future. So as I casually say, like a Leo that I am, now on the way and later. However, that being said, since this is a weekly tea leaf reading, the rim is like now. Around the middle of the cup is like Wednesday, around there. And then the base is this weekend heading into next week. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It's a whole conversation about what kind of teas we use for tea leaf reading. It's a whole thing. But that's a very short, condensed version. Yes. Thank you so much. And Rhea, yes, Bree does eat well. Yes, she does. We do home cook for her. So tonight she had what did she have? She had carrots, celery. She had chicken and some beef. That's what she had. Yeah, that's what she had. We home cook for her. Sweet potato is like one of her favorites. No rosemary, but sweet potato is really good. She likes sweet potato. Well, she likes many things. Just turn the cup now 3 or 4 times for tradition, but always sunwise or clockwise. That reinforces energetically. That reinforces things, and also is like going with nature, agreeing with nature, going along in harmony with nature. nature creation. Yeah. Right now, what I'm doing, in case anyone is wondering. Oh, yes, Dragonfly, that's lovely. Your bowl of chicken for dinner. That's lovely. Yeah, that's so sweet. I'm sure both really enjoyed the chicken. Brie likes chicken too. So in case anyone is wondering what I'm doing, all I'm doing right now is I've swirled the cup, obviously upturn it. Now, this is something that I like to do. I use Kleenex. I know it may look strange, but it's a really great way to strain accurately sometimes. And I like to, right now, what I'm doing is I'm just absorbing any excess liquid, not moving any tea leaves out of the cup. However, this simply allows any excess liquid to strain out of the cup, and it will not pool in the base and therefore skew or alter or change any images that are in the base. It's just something that I like to do. Yes, absolutely, right. Absolutely. Yes. There we go. There we are. So I will, as always, post pictures. You're seeing them before I am. I'm going to be posting pictures of these tea leaves on my community tab after the reading tonight. Most likely you'll get that tonight. I will try my best to have this uploaded tomorrow morning, the replay. So you can always go back and watch it at your convenience. And I always like to show you what I'm looking at so that way you know what I'm looking at. And that's why I also post the pictures too, so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, is everyone ready? Well, it took a little bit of time to get to this reading tonight, but hope everyone is keeping well and it was a fun little chat. And here we go. Need some good recipes for dog. Yeah, Linda. Yeah, yeah. It's a whole thing. Home cooking for your dog. It's a whole thing. Yeah, it's really good to try it. Yeah. Oh my goodness, trolls here. Right. That's funny. Thank you, Dragonfly. That's hilarious. Actually, I find it funny that we have trolls. I find it comical. I take it as a compliment. Sitting in the corner of my living room here, we are reading tea leaves, and we troll. I actually find it very funny. Okay, everyone. So here we go. Oh, Renee, you're back. Hi, Renee. Thanks for being here. That's awesome. That's lovely. Thank you so much for being here. Hope that you enjoy the reading tonight. Okay, everyone, ready? Here we go. We're going to aim for around the 20-minute mark or so, and we're going to be doing, that's cute. And you're going to eat dinner with Brie. Okay, right. Well, enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your dinner. Hope that you enjoy your dinner, and I hope that you also enjoy the tea leaf reading. So everyone, here we go. This is the general weekly tea leaf reading for the week and heading into this weekend and heading into next week, but it is for this week. So here we go. Some, none, or all may resonate with you. That's to be expected and completely normal because this is a general weekly tea leaf reading. So again, please take what you will, leave what you don't, and hope that you enjoyed this reading and find it to be helpful and informative. And again, as always, it's always for entertainment purposes only. Okay, never decision-making replacement. Big long disclaimer in the description box below. Okay, here we go. So looking right now, which is the main, happening right now, Monday, being Monday right now. Let's see. Appears to me as though whatever is taking place right now, there's like one main event or situation taking place right now where things are calm and clear and quiet, and it's like we're happy with that, or we want things to get going. And this is like across the board, essentially. This is everything. Like a main event or scenario, or however you want to describe it, but generally speaking, things are calm and clear and quiet, and we're happy with that, and or we want things to get moving a little bit more. We do have a main event or situation, which is it's just situated here in the camera here. So the main event or situation is right here, this whole section here. This is a layout that I do often see. And it's an interesting cup, yeah. So this is the main event or situation. We also have a side situation. So we have a secondary one here, and we also have one over here. So we have two events or scenarios taking place throughout the week. Throughout this week, they are taking place at around the same time. I would say that they are somehow I would say somehow they are directly related. but they are indirectly related. It's like almost two things happening at once that appear to not be related, but somehow they actually are. It's like they're two parts of the same exact thing that is related to something that is happening or taking place later, I would say. Maybe even on Friday, we start to see how they are related. And maybe even if it's not Friday, sorry, Friday. Even if it's not Friday, then it's this like weekend and heading into next week. But there's a main eventer scenario taking place at around that time, and that's where these two parts or situations are related. When I say a main eventer situation, it really is a main eventer situation. That's the word, or that's the two words that I really use to refer to these scenarios. One is obviously much more important or significant than the other, so let's look at that one first. But again, the secondary event is nowhere near as significant or important. But again, it's happening at around the same time. There's a lot more thinking and talking with that one, a little bit more clarity, but especially this like Friday heading into this weekend. I would say the same, actually. I would say very similar. That's a very similar situation to the main event or scenario, which is right here. It's just that it's much more significant, more important. So let's see what is taking place here. There is likely a Scorpio connection in some way, shape, or form. I'm not an astrologer. I'm not a numerologist. Again, just full disclaimer there. Full disclosure. However, there's likely a Scorpio connection. Now, whether this is someone who is that sign and or the qualities and or characteristics of that sign taking place. So something to do with. Oh, Rhea? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I didn't get an email. When did you email me? I didn't get an email, Rhea. I'll double check, but I didn't see one. But I'll double check. I did look out. I didn't see one. If you send it to me tonight, then I'll definitely check. Yeah, there's a Scorpio connection taking place like tomorrow, I would say. That's change, transformation, new opportunities, new beginning. But change, transformation of some kind. It's a significant change in and of itself, and it likely concludes. There's some conversations or thinking and talking regarding that scenario. It's a very special, very sacred, maybe even a spiritual scenario. Has a spiritual element to it. Feeling a fast paced with that as well. This positive change. And again, there's some kind of a little bit of conversation that takes place as that event or scenario is unfolding. There is reassurance regarding it, likely abundance and prosperity as well. Now, this is an entirely separate. It is related directly to the main eventer situation. It is part of it. It's just that the main eventer situation basically has two parts to it. Essentially, it has two parts to it. And this change is sort of heralding or takes place before that happens. This positive change leads directly to there's two halves of this main eventer situation. So what we're looking at right now is the quieter half of the main event, the quieter portion. Less things taking place. Things are a little bit more up in the air. It may not appear as though many things are taking place. However, what is happening is a significant sense of stability. It is likely a little unconventional. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by unconventional? For example, I use a lot of examples. For example, you paint boxes, sell them online, and make money. So it's unconventional, but it does give a sense of stability or security. Some way, shape, or form. Stability. So this does lead this positive change with the sacred and spiritual element or component with or to it, does lead to this unconventional stability. That is very significant. It does take place likely around Tuesday, and definitely into Thursday, maybe into Friday as well. It's all about mainly it's about one thing in particular. It's seemingly very small. It's just that it's quite significant in and of itself. And it is part of this main scenario. At the get-go of it, when it starts, there's this getting things organized. There's a broom. Okay, there's a broom. So getting things your Scorpio. Very cool, right? Very cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It's very cool. So there's something to do with getting things organized, cleaned up, tidied up, sorted out. So when I say organization, I don't mean exactly like a company, like a business. I mean, I'm referring directly to like getting things tidied up. Coach, I can fly, thank you. Getting things tidied up in some way, shape, or form. Again, this seems seemingly very small, but it is a very significant, highly significant scenario. There is definitely some thinking and talking, words, conversations taking place throughout the next following few days regarding that scenario. It does result in us receiving something positive. I am kind of wondering. I mean, I shall rephrase. It may also be referring to a property in some way, shape, or form. So whether this is anything from buying, like renovating, or buying a bath mat or a picture frame, to maybe renting a property or moving or thinking of moving, something to that effect. So there could very well easily be, very likely be some property connection in some way, shape, or form. It's just that at this point in time, I would say it's still working itself out. But this is all to do with like material comfort, material stability, physical material, maybe monetary, something to that effect. There's a document or paperwork that's involved. I know it may look strange how I'm looking in the cup. It's just that it's a habit that I developed over the years. So I'm not like breathing into it to help dry out the leaves. So I know it may look strange, but that's what I do. There's like, yeah, some kind of paperwork connection, especially during the latter part of this scenario. Thursday heading into Friday. There's either, I would say that likely there's an individual, someone with the letter I in their name, letter I, maybe the letter J as well. So I'm going to say I and or J. This is a helpful individual. Something's taking place behind the scenes. So it's like a situation where we mostly know what's going on, but maybe ever so slightly a little bit that's a little happening behind the scenes that we're not 100% sure or certain of. But it's a fast-paced movement, action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. Again, documents, document or paperwork in some way, shape, or form that is present. Two of them, one is more significant or more and so that 3 times fast, and or more important than the other. But again, something to do with the house and her home and her family, location, property, something to that effect. Letter L, and that results in a whole scenario. We're going to look at that in a few minutes because then we're looking into Friday heading into the weekend, and most of the tea leaves, as you can see, are in the base. So we'll look into that in a few minutes. But that does lead into that whole scenario there. I do my best to read chronologically. I went through that whole quieter scenario. Now we're going to look into the more busy half of this main eventer situation. Then we're going to look at the base at the same time. In terms of this main eventer situation, yeah, there's abundance and prosperity, and or with the Scorpio connection with this change. Later on during the week, it may sort of appear as though there's like there's this, even if it's not later during the week, there's this sense or connection or message. However, that's Mom in the kitchen.
Sorry.
She says sorry.
Sorry.
Something fell.
Oh well, I'm sorry.
She says she's sorry. Maybe we'll get her on to come on here later on and say hi. But at some point in time, this Scorpio positive change at the beginning of this week, there is a connection with abundance and prosperity and or a partnership of some kind. But it really keeping. Oh, Renee says hi. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Renee.
She says hi.
Sorry about the noise.
She says sorry about the noise.
She's making a mess.
She's making a mess apparently in the kitchen. Moving, praying. Oh, good luck for you. I hope all goes well. But it's a sense of, yes, unconventional stability, yes, but also paperwork, getting things organized, written, signing of papers, writing in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, keeping your thoughts very clear because it seems like things are going to be moving a little bit fast-paced in some way, shape, or form. Even if it doesn't seem like it is, there's this fast-paced movement or element that's associated with this. At the same time as that positive change is also taking place. Oh, Dragonfly Mom, she says, sounds like that bottle didn't break.
No, it was plastic.
No, it was plastic. So Thankfully, it didn't break.
You're hearing me cursing if it was.
She says, well, we're not going to talk about cursing on here. Or sort of, which is actually very fortunate for us because it is a ceramic floor.
Oh yeah.
Anything that falls, it doesn't break is a good day. Okay, so this whole main eventer scenario, the more like important part, the more action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. We have more clarity in that part of that scenario. Oh, there's goes Bree. What a night. What a night. Here's Bree. Hi, sweetie. Do you want to come over and say hi? No. Okay. Bree is up. She woke up and she's on the move. Okay, we can do this. main part of this main scenario. Again, we have a letter L, person, place, or thing that's involved. There we do have it's a situation where it's like, again, we know and we don't know. We have clarity. We mostly know what's taking place, and yet there are some things taking place behind the scenes or happening behind the scenes where we just don't know. We're just not aware of. So I'd say it's a scenario that's more or less like that. We have a letter L, person, place, or thing that's involved. Again, this fast-paced movement, action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. Specifically in the short term regarding one thing, but then also sorry, I'm really tired, as well as a second scenario. But this also involves this fast-paced movement or momentum. There's likely two different paperwork, two different documents involved in some way, shape, or form, but it's regarding one thing in particular. Oh, Rhea says, "Oh, Mom." She says, "Sorry, that's okay, Mom. Don't worry." It's regarding one thing in particular, but then as that situation sort of unfolds and leads into another scenario, it's actually regarding one thing in particular. We may actually be receiving something tangible and or a sense of reassurance that's regarding this one main scenario, this one main overriding document. Yes, there's two. It's about one thing in particular, but it's about one main scenario, one main element or aspect or something that's taking place specifically that is related to that. That individual scenario, like this is a three-part situation in the start of this whole scenario. So the second part is something to do with abundance and prosperity, yes, but I would say also more accurately or more specifically, a partnership in some way, shape, or form that is beginning to take place very nicely as of now, as of later. It's not a huge partnership. So define what partnership is. I know people have asked me that before in the past. To me, it's anything from a new acquaintance to a new friend to a new whatever the situation is, a new partner in some way, shape, or form. It may not be a huge scenario or massively huge, important partnership. However, it is significant in and of itself. And again, this sort of leads to everything else that ends up taking place as of now, as of later, in here throughout this week. Again, there's a spiritual element, the sacredness, the spiritual connection. Pardon me. This involves this involves some thinking and talking, conversations, any thoughts, words, ideas in some way, shape, or form, and also ideas, yes. Education in some way, shape, or form, acquiring knowledge, learning in some way. So whether this is like specifically like reading a book, writing a book, taking a course, teaching, there's an open book. So rather than when I say acquiring knowledge or learning knowledge, I say that to sort of save myself from saying 7 different words or phrases that refer to the same thing. So there's an open book. So take that for what you will. Open book. Education, connection in some way, shape, or form. Reading, writing, taking a course, teaching a course, learning, whatever that is. But there's this education connection in some way, shape, or form that's involved. It is not huge in and of itself, but it is part of this overall scenario. Specifically in this grouping here, beginning of this week, like tomorrow. A new opportunity that is just as of now, as of tomorrow, approximately just ready to be presented. It's forming very nicely. And again, there's some things taking place behind the scenes regarding that. We're just not supposed to know right now. It's just a bit of a surprise. But it really is more so than that. Like it's that, yes, but knowing where we stand and yet we don't at the same time. We know when we don't know. But there is multiple aspects of writing involved, I would say. It's a nice wee surprise. It's a nice little surprise regarding that. But writing in some way, shape, or form, I would totally say is present. So likely some, again, education connection is likely. And whatever that would be. That leads to a scenario that involves reassurance. So it's not like, oh, we're in danger or anything. No. No. I'm not saying that at all. But it's a nice scenario. It's a nice reminder that we do have reassurance regarding this one document. This leads to one scenario that's a document of some kind, and there's reassurance regarding that. Now, this could very well also likely be a partnership that is forming very nicely as well. It's just that it's a little bit more significant than the partnership we just discussed. It just hasn't fully formed as of yet, anyway. As of yet, as of now, as of later. This whole situation forms a little bit of a scenario where it's a bit of unconventional stability, yes. Maybe a little bit like we may be feeling a little bit tired, maybe a little bit weary, but there's a lot going on all at once, so I guess that would stand to reason. Moving on, so around Tuesday, heading into Wednesday, approximately. This leads to a scenario that's like basically a two-part scenario. The number 6 may be involved in some way. Isn't that like partnerships, working with others, harmoniousness? I'm not a numerologist, but to me, that's what 6 means. It's like, it's a nice, chill number. My friends in the chat, I love you. I love you so much. Okay. So the number 6 may also have a specific meaning to you. That's why I like to say what I see as much as possible. So that if that may have a specific meaning for you, then fantastic. But there's like two parts to this whole scenario here around Tuesday heading into Wednesday. Again, it may be a little bit of a situation where we're feeling like a little bit like, oh, about it, but there's so many different things taking place. There's so much to focus on. In the shorter term, that the first part of that situation does involve documents again in some way, shape, or form. Documents, paperwork. A few instances of that, specifically 4 of them. One of them in particular, there's one second. There's 4 instances, and things may be taking place kind of quickly. There may be some action and momentum taking place regarding this. Some conversations, thoughts, conversations, ideas that are taking place regarding all of those individual documents and paperwork as well. However, one of the paperworks, one of the documents, there's a little bit happening behind the scenes, or that is regarding that scenario. It's like, yes, we mostly know, but there's something happening that is sort of covering up the rest of that document that we don't fully know exactly what's going on. That leads to the second half of that individual scenario. It's abundance and prosperity. It's forming very nicely. There are multiple parts to it. I would say, even if we want to get specifically, likely 7 different aspects to it. It likely involves a conclusion in some way that may, in fact, have 3 different parts to it, or 3 different elements to it. It is a significant conclusion, but there's just not too many things taking place with it. But it's all there's this conclusion, but it results in this abundance and prosperity as well. It's quite significant altogether, like when all is said and done. And there's abundance and prosperity regarding it. And one thing that leads this abundance and prosperity creates almost like an offshoot and another abundance and prosperity. Smaller, yes, but still a lot of action and momentum, which is also very interesting because this is something that I often do see or frequently do see, where if there's a lot of quietness like on the rim, like right now, yes, and then a lot of momentum, a lot of indications, images referencing action, momentum, things are happening fairly quickly. So that's nice to see that synchronicity there as well. This abundance and prosperity does involve stability and maybe ever so slightly unconventional, and likely a Cancerian connection. So someone who is that sign and/or the qualities and/or characteristics of that sign. Maybe something to do, like most likely though, however, with the house at home and/or family, property, renovating, thinking of moving, renovation, something to that effect. Paperwork, and also receiving communications about the home and/or family, but writing definitely. So something to do with either paperwork and/or again education or learning in some way, shape, or form. Learning, specifically education, acquiring of knowledge in some way, whatever that may be. Learning. That scenario very interestingly leads to around Thursday. And it's a very interesting scenario. Since I said that twice here, but right here. Very, very cool. Big tree. Okay. So it is abundance and prosperity for sure, I would say. Entertainment purposes only, of course, but for sure, abundance and prosperity. There is definitely the sense of strength and momentum and things taking place clearly, action and movement, stability, strength and power in a good way that is present. Multiple paperwork, multiple documents that are present. There's definitely surprises regarding this. It's like we know and yet we don't know. There is definitely clarity. It's like, yes, we know exactly where we stand and yet we don't at the same time, or there's details that we don't know yet. That kind of scenario. So again, many things taking place that are behind the scenes. Letter L, person, place, or thing. Reassurance, forward movement. It seems to be a theme this week from what I'm seeing in here. Yes, again, it's abundance and prosperity. It involves working with different people. I'm going to say specifically 4 individuals, or no, sorry, not 4, 5. 5 individuals or 5 parties, 5 individuals in some way. Keeping your thoughts very clear and positive, because again, we have this fast-paced movement or momentum that's taking place here. Number 3, so to me, number 3 means working with other people, and also the letter M, or the letter M, person, place, or thing. Now, there may be 2 ever still slightly small conclusions that are regarding this working with other people and or the letter M. Just in that case it makes sense to you. If so, this is all related to a form of stability. I would say likely more conventional than not. And one thing in particular, no, 3 things in particular. One is more significant than the other 2, but I would say it does involve receiving very good things. It's very significant, though. I mean, the tea leaves really are like 3D. They're popping off the page. That leads to one thing. That abundance and prosperity scenario looks very good to me. That leads to one certain thing in particular. What that is, I don't know. However, the qualities of unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, companionship are present. Guardianship, knowing that we are protected, which I firmly believe we are all divinely protected anyway. However, I always say it's just sometimes nice to hear that as well, as a reminder. It's a good scenario. Looks like we're very happy with the whole way with the whole situation unfolding as it is, as of now, as of later. It's like we're also crying some happy tears. It looks very, very good. We are receiving positivity. We are receiving very, like, something very positive. It does involve writing. Again, writing is a theme this week. Writing can even be maybe creativity in some way, shape, or form. I know writing can be also construed as creativity, but again, please take that for what you will. Letter R and or J that's involved: person, place, or thing. People, places, or things. As well as abundance and prosperity. There's some thinking, ever so slightly, some thinking and talking regarding that scenario. And this is actually, yeah. So this is indirectly related. Actually, sorry, quick correction. This is where around Wednesday is when we sort of start to see how these 2 mirroring events or situations, the larger one and the smaller one, are related. It may not appear that they are, but around Wednesday, it's like, oh, now I see, with the J and the R or R and some conversations, receiving something very positive that's like nicely on the way. Action and momentum looks like a good scenario. Involves writing. Yeah, it involves writing. At least in 2 different ways. At least 3, if not like 4 or 5, to be honest. I'm going to keep going in this section here. But that writing is what connects this main event to the secondary event. That whole receiving goodness. Okay. Now we're in the base. So before we head into the base, I'm going to read the secondary. We're going to look at the secondary event that mirrors the big one. that we just looked at. So again, a little bit of time between now and that taking place. So again, we're looking at around tomorrow approximately. The secondary event does involve some kind of idea that's being contemplated, has not happened yet, but it's an idea. It's a thought. It's an opportunity that's still being contemplated. There's likely an Aries and or Taurus connection. So again, whether it's someone who is that sign, the qualities and or time frame of that sign are present. I would say likely if it's on a person, then it's a time, then it's the qualities of those signs. I'm no numerologist, however. But this is again receiving something very good, receiving something small, and then receiving something a bit larger than, significantly larger than that. And this is helping to create. Oh, Bree's coming over to say hi. Hi, Bree. She's so little. She's a little lab, so she doesn't jump up, but she comes over and says hi. And then if she bangs the table, then the camera shakes. Hi, sweetheart. Can I come over and say hi? You like your baby tail? And there's treats in there, I know. It's your treats. She's sitting down. Yes, sweetie. Mommy's in the kitchen with liver for you. Yes. Good girl. Okay. Oh, there she goes. She's off to explore the kitchen and see what Mom's cooking. Okay. This idea that's being contemplated, this is directly related to a house in some way, shape, or form. Property, if it is a house and it's a taller building. So even if it's like a townhouse or a condo, an apartment or something, it's a taller building, taller. I'm using all these hand motions. It's a taller structure. And there's a document specifically that this is regarding, but it's about one thing in particular. Yes, there's one document. There's one thing taking place behind this whole scenario, but this is related to this house, this property, this property connection. It involves working with at least specifically one individual or one party. And there's fast-paced movement regarding this. It's like, yes, we mostly know what's going on, but there's some things taking place behind the scenes that we just don't know what is actually happening. However, it does result in some minor conversations. It does create a nice situation of unconventional stability for sure that takes place around Tuesday and heads into around Thursday or so, Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah. Again, Cancerian connection, person, place, or thing. Please take that for what you will. No, not a numerologist. Also likely, again, an Aries and or a Taurus connection. Messages, communication, receiving communication likely by electronically. This is all to do with unconventional stability, though. Like one scenario overall, and then a smaller scenario that is part of that overall scenario of this unconventional stability. But it's about one thing in particular. One thing. A reminder to use our intellect, critical thinking skills, analytical skills, using our mind. And then around Thursday or Friday, thereabouts, there's another a lot of documents. There's another document that's being presented. This, and it has a second part. There's like two different documents, but one is related to another one. They're related, but one is much more significant than the other one, but they're one and the same, essentially. There's two parts of the same thing almost. We have another Scorpio connection. So whether this is just representing simply change, transformation, new beginnings in some way, shape, or form, and or there's someone who is a Scorpio involved. That leads into Friday and heading into the base. So in this individual scenario, that leads to a situation where it looks to be quite interesting and intriguing to me. So there's this action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly, life force, vitality, possibly a Sagittarius connection. I mean, which there's also maybe an element of travel that's involved in some way, shape, or form. Again, letter I, that's likely an individual, person, place, or thing, but likely an individual. But it's really going for whatever it is that we want to have, not being held back, almost like fortuitous, trusting our intuition, going for whatever it is that we want to have. Things along those lines, those elements. But it's like we're going after one certain thing in particular, but that one certain thing has another two parts to it, and that is where we are receiving something very nice, very good, very positive. There's three parts to that. And again, and when it concludes, it's part of like this action and momentum, things taking place rather quickly. It's a whole lovely scenario. It doesn't matter how I'm looking at it, there's like at least three happy faces in here. Unconventional stability, and a small conclusion. possible small conclusion. But more than a conclusion, I would say it's more likely the letter D. Person, place, or thing, letter D. So it can be conclusion and or a letter D. Again, going for what you want to have, not being held back. Documents, action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. Writing and documents. Common as a theme. Now, there also may be a departed loved one who is overlooking the situation, who's helping with this scenario, assisting with this scenario, who also has a letter I in their name. But this is likely a departed loved one. You may be thinking about this individual. We may be thinking about this person at that time. We may be receiving some insight from them, maybe a dream. It's just something like that, possibly as well. Tea leaf reading is such an and hopefully you can see from the way that I'm from the way that I'm speaking, that I'm always do my best to be extremely specific in how I word things and convey the meanings of what I'm saying. Because one word may not make sense or may not resonate with you, but one of the two or three others that I say do or does. So I do what I do. Okay, so looking back here. There's likely a Leo connection. So someone who is either a Leo and or the qualities and or characteristics of Leo. So bravery, courage, standing up for whatever it is that you want to have, holding your own, holding your power, things like that. A lot of things happening behind the scenes that we're just not supposed to know about. Big surprise here. A nice surprise. Like it's maybe kind of, may not be a huge surprise, but the surprise that it is significant in and of itself. Okay. It's quite good. I'm quite excited about that. There's a new opportunity, two specifically, but one main one that's being contemplated regarding this. Again, there may be some relation to children or nurturing, something to that effect that's present. Nurturing creativity, taking care of, making something new creative projects, something along those lines. A conclusion, yes. Abundance and prosperity regarding education. If it's not education, then it's acquiring or the acquiring of knowledge. But this weekend heading into next week looks to be extremely busy, and this is where this acquiring of knowledge leads to as well. A lot of action and momentum, things taking place rather quickly, unconventional stability. House and our home, a property, Cancerian connection, receiving good things, receiving abundance and prosperity, nourishing, taking care of, some surprises, yes. Yes. Something to do with the house and our home and our family. Some documents, acquiring of knowledge, that's all taking place behind the scenes. Yeah. Specifically in the base, we have specifically 3 different groupings, one of which is far more important than the other 2. It's a gold, and silver, and bronze scenario, one more important, one less so, and then one less so. The main one likely is involving either someone in particular, like a person with the letter L again in their name. Action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. It's a loving and harmonious scenario. And also letter C, person, place, or thing. There may be the Sagittarius connection yet again with this and yet again being present. If it's not the Sagittarius connection, then quite literally horses. But this going for whatever it is that we want to have. Now, if this is not referencing an individual, this could be you, me, someone else. However, if it's not that, then yes, it could be a departed loved one, but I would say more likely it is representing an angel. So it's an angelic connection. So knowing that we do have angelic divine support around us at all times. But again, going for whatever it is that we want to have, it looks good. It's like, yes, we are achieving what we want to have. Like, yes, we're kind of climbing uphill, but we're going for it with gusto, and we're doing so well. And there's so much power and positive energy that is part of this scenario. It looks very, very good. It does involve working with other people. It's just not very obvious, or it's just a different way of working with others. Looks very good. Hopefully I'm conveying how excited I am by looking at that. We do have also unconditional love, support, loyalty, and commitment, protection, guardianship that's taking place. It's a smaller scenario that does totally involve those qualities, I would say. And receiving messages, communications about the home and her family, yes, but we have this document, this creativity, this writing. That is part of a conclusion, but it's all about like stability. Slightly unconventional. It's kind of conventional, and yet it's not at the same time. But it's about, yeah, there's this unique sense of stability. It's like two-part stability. The second of the two main events in the base, there's a lot in here actually. Second of the two is actually comprised of 3 different parts, or actually maybe even 4 different parts. It's all to do with abundance and prosperity. That's like what it is. We have 3 trees in here, different, we'll see what's in here, but essentially 3 different pieces or parts of abundance and prosperity that are all related to, or more so, and then there's a third more smaller but substantial, quite substantial one. So one that's main one, again, gold, silver, and bronze scenario. They all, like, this involves working with other people. Letter A, the letter A specifically involves, there's mom in the background again, 3 different parts or 3 different scenarios, 3 different people maybe even. But this action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. Letter N and or W. N and or W, and this forward movement that I just keep seeing in here as well. Letter Y, person, place, or thing. A lot of different things that are taking place behind the scenes, though, specifically in that scenario. But it's a loving and harmonious situation. Like, it's almost like when all is said and done in that scenario, that those 3 trees, that's the grouping of the 3 abundances, it results in a very loving and harmonious scenario. Now, that third abundance here, this third tree, again, it's mostly comprised of surprises. I can talk. Mostly comprised of surprises. We're just not supposed to know what they are, but it does look, quite good. Yeah. There may be a small conclusion regarding that, but I mean, honestly, there's just so many things taking place in the base, like this weekend heading into next week. There's just a lot of, generally speaking, overall, there's a lot of love. Very, very much so. More than I would say, more than anything else, it's just a very, very good, loving, and abundant scenario taking place this weekend. But it's a new opportunity that's also being presented. More than anything else, like a new opportunity here with the abundance and prosperity that's being presented. Okay. So that is the reading. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will post pictures. I will aim to have these pictures posted by tonight. If I don't get that done tonight, I'll post them tomorrow. So we did it. We got through it. How is everyone doing? Looks like it's going to be a very interesting week ahead. Well, everyone, I know some of that resonated with me specifically. I was a little bit weirded out when I was when I was looking at the leaves. But everyone, thank you again so much for being here. I genuinely appreciate it. And in case you missed the first few minutes, I'm going to be, just as a quick reminder again, I'm going to be in a different location for the next 4 weeks. Mom is coming too, and so is Bree. Just a few things that we have to do. So you will see a different background, but my full intention is still to go live and offer these readings here on the Monday evening, and then also again on Thursday evenings, also at 8 p.m. Eastern for the live viewer readings. So thank you so much again for everyone's help. Dragonfly, thank you so much for taking care of everything. And for everyone chiming in the chat, thank you so much for all of your validation and all of your support. So hope everyone has such a wonderful, wonderful evening. Here's to a very busy week ahead. Let's pace ourselves. And I look forward to seeing you again here on Thursday. And again, I'm more active. I'm becoming a bit more active on TikTok. So if you want to check out my account over there, all of those links are in the description box below, specifically in my link tree.
Good night.
Oh, Mom says good night. Do you want to come say good night, Mom?
Oh Lord, do you want to see me?
Yeah, sure. Dragonfly, thank you, Sarah. Very busy week ahead. Yes, absolutely, Dragonfly. I totally agree. Mama's coming over to say hi, everyone, okay? Oh, she sells Avon full time. She's an Avon lady, so she's making a lot of this. This is basically all Avon too. So Mom's coming over to say hi to everyone and wish everyone a nice night. So Mom can give her personal assurance that she did not break any bottles in the kitchen. There you go. Say hi to everyone.
Good evening. Hi.
There's Mom.
So sorry for all that noise. It's been busy tonight trying to get things done, but thank you for joining Sarah it means a lot to both of us, especially my little girl.
Oh, here's Bree.
And Bree's trying to get in on the act too.
But she won't jump up. She just comes over and slams herself into the table.
Yes, I cook for her.
We
It
do
cost me a
home cook.
lot of money to buy her a couple years ago. We fell in love with this chocolate lab.
She's a little character.
So she's worth it in the long run. Except
Such a
if we
chef.
stop scratching up the sheets. She likes to make a nest. I don't think she's that hormonal, but
No.
anyway, I think she just wanted attention.
She just want to be a coach. Yeah, she gets bored.
But anyway, enjoy your week. We're going to be busy, and we look forward to seeing you the next time.
All right, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you
good night.
enjoyed the reading. It's gonna be a crazy week.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mom. So there, everyone got to see Mom Heather again.
Night.
Validate. Oh, thank you so much, Rhea, for your comments there. Love you all so much. Have a great evening. I always hate saying bye because we always have such a lovely night and time in the chat. But we'll see you all again here on Thursday evening. And again, if you have any questions about maybe doing like a Patreon or something where I can share my knowledge about tea leaf reading, please send me a quick email. Again, all that information is in my link tree. All those links are there. And I do look forward to seeing you again really soon. Have a great week. Love you all so much. Bye.